Gina is ready for your interview.
Actually, we'll be interviewing as a team. We're here to up. That's it.
7 of the best questions to ask when applying for a trades job. In this video, I'm going to tell you the 7 best questions, and if you hang around to the end, I'll tell you 2 of the very best that I've ever been asked. So first of all, why are questions important in an interview? You've got to remember that the person interviewing you has an agenda. He has something that he wants. He knows where he's going. He knows what he's looking for. And to be honest, you need to be the one who figures that out. That way, when you do get to the end, you ask him the questions that let him know you are in alignment with what he's looking for, with what he's thinking. Now, I'm not saying make stuff up, but you want to point out the obvious.
I'm Captain Obvious.
If he's looking for a leader, you want to ask questions to let him know that, look, you are a leader or you're wanting to grow to become a good leader. Different things like that. Everybody who's doing an interview is looking for something. It is your job as the interviewee, the person sitting down there, to figure out what that is and answer it along the way. And sometimes when the interview's over, asking questions is what can help you get there. So question number 1 is obvious. What are you looking for in a journeyman, in a tradesman, in an apprentice, in a manager, in a service manager, whatever position it is you're looking for? Asking the person who's interviewing you, what are you looking for? Because a lot of times they'll tell you, well, we're looking for a strong leader. We're looking for somebody who just shows up every day. We're looking for someone who wants to learn, who wants to grow. If you listen to the answers.
Shut your mouth.
I think we've had enough.
Shut for
here.
1 second. Shut your mouth.
I needed someone
Wait,
to
shut your
work
mouth. Shut your mouth.
And when it gets your turn to ask questions, if they start out the conversation or during the conversation, they say, look, what we're looking for are people that'll show up every day and are good leaders. Well, you don't want to ask them at the end, hey, what are you looking for? Well, they've already told you that, so remember that.
What do you say we interview you?
All right, yes, that's a sometimes useful exercise.
Please put your hand down.
Go ahead.
How much money do you make a year before taxes?
Number 2, that's a really good one. How would you describe a typical work day in this company? Because they may tell you things that they're really looking for. He may be letting you know that punctuality to get out on time and get to your job is a big deal to him. And if they answer something like that, where they're giving you specifics and facts, things of value, things that are important to them, ask them a next question based on that. Well, do the guys normally get out at 8:20 and are they normally on their job by 8:30? I like that because I prefer to be on time. It helps the rest of my day go well. Listen to what they say, think about it, think about the way you are, because that's how I am, and ask another question or make a comment based on that. Number 3, what does the typical work week look like? Now, this is a great opportunity to find out, do they work overtime? Do they come in for special meetings in the morning? Maybe things you didn't know about. There may be certain things where, oh yeah, you know what? A typical work week is Monday through Friday, but every other week you're going to be on call, or every 4th week or something like that. What does the typical work week is really good, because it'll let you know, hey, we normally start at 7 in the morning, but a lot of times we don't get off till 5 or 6 in the evening. Sometimes companies are built like that. Instead of hiring more people, they'll work a lot of overtime. Some plumbers love it because they make the money. Some plumbers hate it because they really don't want to work overtime. Number 4, this is one of my favorite questions. What challenges are the people in the current positions facing? And that kind of gives him an opportunity to be honest with you.
I want to tell you the stuff we're not good at.
Our weaknesses.
So we're clear up front.
Well, the challenges that they're facing is we don't have enough people. Well, that lets you know they're really looking for somebody bad or somebody really good. Do they have a hard time getting materials? Do they have a hard time getting tools? Or what all tools and stuff are supplied by the company? What's supplied by the journeyman, the apprentice, the tradesman, whoever it is? You don't want to come to work there and then realize, hey, they don't have enough tools to do the job. And oh, by the way, you should have brought your own tools because you're going to need them. You want to ask things like that up front. What challenges do they face every day? Number 5, what are the biggest rewards for working for this company? And they may just say, look, man, you get to work for one of the best companies there is. Okay, that may be, it may not be. One of the best rewards may be training. It may be monetary, it may be bonuses. There could be a lot of different things, but asking that up front at least lets you know what their mindset is. What is their culture? If they're like, look, the best benefit about working here is the training that you get. We send each one of our plumbers, not just through weekly training here at the office with, a key personnel, but we send them out for training every other month, every 3rd month, every quarter, whatever it is. We send our people out for training because we understand that without training, people don't grow. People don't get the knowledge that they need to do the job better. And if they say stuff like that, the training, I'd ask, what kind of training do you do? Is it management? Is it leadership? Is it just skill set and product knowledge? What kind of training do they do? And is that going to help you grow? Which, talking about growth, number 6, what are the company's plans for growth and development?
I have a weakness for sweets.
Other weaknesses? We're slow learners, and we're not particularly good listeners. That'll be a huge problem.
We're also slow learners.
Now, growth is a revenue thing. Growth is a number thing. We want to go from a $1 million a year company to a $1.5 million a year company in the next year. I'll let you know that's pretty aggressive growth. They're wanting to grow 50% bigger, and they need more people. They need more trucks. They need more tools. They need a lot of things to do that. But asking about growth and development lets you know, is the company wanting to grow? Are they talking about growth? Are they thinking about it? Are they planning on it? Or are they budgeting for it? And development, you've got to develop the people you have or bring in better people or just bring in more people and train them. But you've got to have a development plan. You can't just grow and think, okay, there's 6 of us in the office and we're going to grow 3 times as much as we're doing right now, but we're not going to bring anybody else in. What's that going to do? It's going to put 3 times the workload on the people that you have. You need to be prepared to develop your people, to grow your people, and to possibly bring in more people and help them grow. Number 7, and this is a really good one. If you're that kind of person, how does someone advance in this company? Do you have a career path? Do you have, well, I'm an apprentice now, then I go to a tradesman, then I go to a journeyman, then I can go to a master, then I can go to an RMP, and then I can open my own company. Well, what kind of a growth plan do they have? And what kind of a growth plan do you want? What numbers do we look at, and why is that important? Because if you're a growing company, you need to be looking at those numbers. The 2 best questions that I've ever been asked during an interview that really they stuck with me. Number 1, is there anything that I should have asked you about? Well, maybe I didn't ask about, the tool program, the tool buying program. Maybe I didn't ask about, do you supply all the tools or do I supply all the tools? And maybe at this point you give them the opportunity to tell you that. The second favorite question that I've ever been asked is, what can I do to make you look better? What can I do to make your job easier?
You guys seem like cool guys. You got hair similar to mine. You wear tuxedos to the interview. That's funny. It's ironic. I get that. You're kind of underplaying the whole formality of it. I think that's funny as hell. So let's do this. You guys are hired. You're in, unless you're like the weirdest guys ever and I don't see it.
Great.
What is the best question you've ever heard of? What question should people ask? Or maybe, what is the best question you ever asked during an interview that helped you make a decision to say yes or no? I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the Expert Plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed. We send each one of our... Now, like I said, stay to the end. I'm going to tell you 2 of the questions. There's 6 of us in the office. We're going to go 3 times...